Hi everyone, my name is Fabiana and this week I'm gonna be making for you guys a pet sweater. It's a Christmas pet sweater, so it's gonna be red and green. So I'm making this dog sweater for my mom's dog. She's 60 centimeters long, and so I'm gonna be sharing down the description below the pattern for other dog sizes if your dog is smaller than my mom's dog, okay? I'm gonna be using around 100 grams for the full sweater, but in two colors, so as you can see, it's just a little bit of red that I have here. You don't really need much because they are quite small. And I'm gonna be making on my Sentro 48 because I tried on the Addi 46 and it was a little too small for her. I'm gonna be also sharing her diameter for you guys to know and to compare with your own dog, okay? And then I'm gonna be leaving the full size of this sweater down the description below as well, okay? So let's get started. So to start this project, I'm going to cast on stitches with the waste yarn. Okay, and then I'll be making 4 rows with the waste yarn. I changed to the red yarn and we're gonna be working 30 rows with the red yarn. So I have my 30 rows here and now I want to work with 2 yarns for 2 rows just to make the color change this way. And so I'm going to grab this yarn, put it through the last hook here, the last peg, and then I'm going to put the green in front of the first one because I want to work now with both yarns. What I'm going to be doing is when I have one yarn inside the hook, the other one's gonna be behind it, like here. And I'm going to alternate in between the pegs so I can make this color change. So now I'm using the red, the green is behind, and then I'm going to alternate this way and then put the green inside the very next one and the red behind. So make sure you work very slow and as well you make it tight, otherwise it's gonna be very, very loose, I figure. That's the first time I'm making this. It's not that hard, okay? All you have to do is hold the yarn with your 2 fingers this way and just make sure you pull it tight. Otherwise, it would be the stitches will be very loose at the end, like the ones I made like the one I made first time. Yeah, make sure you go slow first time you're making, and then you pull them tight and alternate this way every time you go through a hook. And then on the second row, I'm going to repeat the same color on top of the other. So where I have the green, I'm going to still have the green. And where I have the red, I'm going to have the red. So I'm just gonna keep making it for one more row. Now I finished here with both yarns. And I'm gonna work with the green now, okay? So I'm just going to cut the red. Make sure the red goes through the last needle. And then I'm going to put the green inside the yarn thread. And then start working with the green now. I can probably just make a little quick knot here. Just to secure for now, okay? We are going to make 20 more rows with the green color. This first row is probably a bit too tight because we had to make that stitches really tight, so they are not with a different tension at the end. And then now just go slow on this first row. So we're gonna go all the way to 52 rows here with the green color. Okay, now I have 52 rows total, and now comes the tricky part. So now we're gonna remove this yarn from here, put in the middle here, and then we're gonna work for 16 stitches this way, okay? 16 stitches. So leave the yarn here and work all the way to stitch number 16, which is here. Okay. As soon as that peg is almost halfway open, just put the loop down to release it from the needle. Okay. So this is number 16, and then you can start your way back. But be careful because, so before you do that, okay, we went all the way to 16, we left the stitches there. Okay, don't move anywhere from here now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come here on that, in that first stitch, and then we are going to start casting them off. Okay, leave the one that has the tail, and right next to it start casting them off one by one. And this is gonna be to make the holes for the legs. I found this way was a little easier than open 2 holes. Okay, that's why I'm opening only one. And then you can just remove the tapestry needle. Okay, and now we have this casted off. They are secured here, so you don't need to worry about them, okay? We're going to work again with this yarn for a few more rows. Okay, so we are going to come back here to the beginning where your yarn is, the working yarn is, and then put it back again underneath that lip and inside the yarn guide. Okay, if you are using the tension, just put inside the tension holder. I use my fingers, and then I'm going to work 4 rows this way. Okay, so 1, oops, I lost a stitch here. So I have a dropped stitch here that I'm going to put back inside the needle. Put it down under, put the yarn inside the peg and make the stitch, okay? Now I went one further and now I can start my way back. That's the second row. So now I made 4 rows on the panel mold. You don't need to worry about changing this setting here on the side, just work the whole way on the tube mold, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like if I was casting on the stitches. So the first stitch is already inside the first peg. Okay, here's my last working stitch on the panel mold. Here it's already inside the peg, so I'm going to put behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, behind, in front, like if I was casting on. Okay, and then put the yarn back on the guides, and now I'm going to work as a tube again. After I casted these stitches on, now I'm going to make 20 more rows this way. We're gonna end up with around 74 rows here, okay? Now I ended up making 78 rows, okay, because I wanted a little more for the neck. And now I'm going to put the yarn inside, make a full row without the yarn just to cast them off.
It feels so good. Yeah, it's Christmas time.
Hey guys, so this is our vest straight out of the machine. This is how the color change looks like. Still, it was much better than the first time I made, but yeah, still some stitches are kind of stretched, so I don't know. But you'll see it the first time you make. You have to kind of perfect it because the stitches, they are a little bigger just because of the, you know, the excess of yarn that we have on the back. So first, before you even do anything, if you want to put the vest on your dog and see if it fits, I did that the first time and then I saw it didn't fit. I had to undo it all and remake it again a little longer on this part here. So let me show you how big it is. So this is around 37 centimeters and my dog is 60 all the way from the head to the end of the back, okay? So it's kind of a little more than half of her size. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna place markers where the holes are going to be so we can seam the rest to make the holes, okay? So I'm going to count 2, 4, 6 stitches and then I'm gonna place a marker right here on stitch number 6. And then I'm going to count 2, 4 stitches and I should have 6 at the end. So 4 in the middle and then one more here. So now then our next step is just put some yarn through your tapestry needle and we are going to join this side with this side first. That's the first thing we have to do. So I'm gonna attach this yarn this way through the back here. And join only one side of it with this other one here, okay? So and then what you're gonna do on this side is you're gonna grab this same stitch from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top and go this way. And then in that same loop on the other side and into the next loop this way, okay? So this is what's looking like now. I'm going to do all the way to this one. Okay, so, and I'm going to remove this yarn that runs through all the stitches after too. And then you can remove this. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. And now I'm going to make one of the leg holes for you guys to see. All these stitches here are secured. And now with the same yarn that we had from the tail that we were working on, I'm going to start casting off these stitches here. Okay, so straight from here, I'm going to yarn over and pull it through. And I'm going to start casting off these stitches here. This way, yarn over, pull it through. Yarn over, pull it through. Just make sure you don't make this too tight, otherwise your dog's legs won't fit properly. And then here, one stitch in every one of the side rows here. Yarn over and pull it through. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Just make sure it's not too tight for your dog's leg. Make sure you try it on before. If it's too tight, just make longer loops while you're making the crochet, or you can even make a chain in between the single crochet stitch, the slip knot stitches, okay? And then here, this is the yarn that runs through all the stitches that I said to you we have to remove. It goes all the way to here, okay? So I'm going to cut it here. Just leave a tail so you can hide it. I'm going to cut it here, and then I'm going to pull it. And after I finish these ones, exactly like I did on this side, I'm going to remove this all the way to here as well. But first I need to bind them off with the crochet, okay? So just repeat the same thing here you did for this hole of the first leg. Do this for the second leg. You have to attach a piece of yarn. And then we're going to finish the top and the bottom. Now this is how it's looking like right now. Now for the bottom of this pet sweater, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a ribbing, but in a different way. So I'm going to show you guys right now. It's another option you can use for sleeves or anything you're trying to make. I'm going to slide through this circular needle through the first loop first of every single stitch. First loop. Make sure you put through every single stitch all around the entire piece, okay? Now all my stitches are secured, and then I'm going to find that one piece of yarn that runs through all the stitches, and I'm just going to start removing this waste yarn this way. what you're gonna have. So what we are going to do now is remove every single stitch and the same number of rows. So see how many stitches you want for your ribbing. I'm going to make around 5. Remove this first stitch from the needle. Then you're gonna open 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Probably easier if I work the other way around. Okay, so I'm going to make the stitch the opposite way, so I get the ribbing made this way. You can make that at the end on your circular knitting machine, but I decided to do this way just to show you another way to make the ribbing instead of hand making it. You could probably still make it by hand from here. Just wanted to do this way this time, okay, just to show you a different option that you can do. So you're gonna make all the stitches. Okay, so now I made it like if it's a bow stitch, and then I need to pull this other, so I can put the stitches that I already made on this other one. So I'm gonna transfer these 2 stitches here, okay, and then this next one I'm going to do the same thing I did before. So I'm going to remove it, and then I'm gonna turn it around and make and pull the stitches this way. 2 from the back to the front, so I have a knit on the side of the bow stitches, and pull 1 more and put straight to the other needle. Okay, and then the next one we're just gonna take it off, and then repeat the same thing with the very next one, and repeat again. So this is how our ribbing is gonna look like. Okay, I'm just showing you this because this is an option if you don't want to hand make it. Okay, if you want to hand make it, I did this in a few tutorials that I'm gonna share down in the description below. It is probably the same time to do both, okay, but it's just another option. And so I'm going to keep making this until I reach this very last stitch here before my bow stitch, and then I'm going to bind them off for this side. Now I'm going to just grab this first stitch, and then I'm going to knit them all, okay? So I'm going to knit this one, and I'm going to pull this one on top of the one I just knitted. I'm going to knit this one, pull this one on the top like this. Always being careful not to make it too tight, otherwise it won't fit on your dog, okay? So I'm going to repeat this all around my sweater, and then I'm going to finish the other side. Now here's my last stitch. Now I'm just gonna cut the yarn and repeat the same thing I did here on these holes here. Looks pretty good, I think. Looks nice. Okay, now let's finish this side. So for this side, I'm thinking of put some bells. So on this side, I'm going to just cast off the stitches like I always do. Now after I finish this, you can either roll it like this and just use like that. I'm going to be making a last part, which is completely up to you. If you don't want to go through the trouble, it's quite easy though. So looking at the back of my work, which is this part of with the little waves, start on the back here where the little holes are in one of the crochet stitches here, and then we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. So I'm going to skip this next one, and on the very next one I'm gonna yarn over, put the hook through the hole, yarn over again, pull through 1 time, 2 times to make a double crochet. Again, skip one here, and then after the double crochet make 1 chain. Okay, then skip one again, yarn over, pull through for a double crochet. Okay, skip one again and again here. So I'm going to repeat that all the way until I'm back at this spot here. Okay, now finish here with a chain, and then we're going to slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the beginning like this. And again, make sure this is not too tight for your dog. Okay, this is what we have now. I'm gonna keep working facing the inside of my dog sweater, and then in this very next chain here I'm going to single crochet. Okay, and then I'm going to skip 1, 2 on the 3rd one, that's a double crochet. I'm going to double crochet 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to chain 2 to make a picot stitch. So now I'm going to single crochet in this double crochet I just made, the last one, like this, and then I'm going to double crochet 3 more, always in that same stitch here. Okay, three, and then you can either single crochet here. I'm gonna give a space in between them, and then from here, so 2 single crochets, skip 1, 2 in that 3rd one, again 3 double crochets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add these little bells. So I'm going to make 1 or 2 more of these. Yeah, I'm gonna make 1 more, so 3 of these clusters, and then I'm gonna put a bell on the next one. So here I made that last double crochet here. I'm going to put the little bell through the hook, and then inside that loop, and I'm just going to pull that loop inside the bell this way. Okay, this is a little advanced, so if you want to just put the bell after, that's okay as well. So the bell is in there. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to double crochet 3 in that same. So guys, if you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know. please subscribe to my channel, leave me your thumbs up, and leave me a comment if you made this for your dog and how did you go making it. And if you have any comments, if you want to ask something, just let me know down the description, down the comments, okay? Wish you all guys a Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoy the end of your year and your holidays. Thank you for watching, and I see you on the next tutorial.